Okay, so we want to be able to play the natural minor or Aeolian scale over the entire fretboard, and you might be a little scared. Well, fear not, mighty grasshoppers. This lesson will prepare you to do just this with a few formulas and some patterns. Also, being able to jump to the relative major is a good thing in our understanding of how to do this. So let's get down to work and figure this out. Welcome to the Aeolian scale gone wild. The first thing we need to know is the simple formula of what this scale is from any starting note in our key, which is going to be D minor. It's basically whole half, whole half, whole. This means from D anywhere on the fretboard you can put in whole half, whole half, whole, and play an Aeolian scale. So let's start, if we could, on the 6th string, 10th fret. We're going to plug in the formula with a whole step being 2 frets and a half step being 1 fret. So starting from D on the 10th fret, we have, in a Swedish death metal tremolo picking fashion, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, and whole step. Try the same thing on D at the 5th fret, if we could. Whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, and whole step. Try the same thing on D open. Whole step, half step, half step, and whole step. Try the same thing on D at the 7th fret on the G string. Whole step, half step, half step, whole step, and whole step. Try the same thing on D at the 3rd fret, if we could, 2nd string. Whole step, half step, half step, and whole step. And last but not first, D at the 10th fret, if we could, on the 1st string. Whole step, half step, half step, and whole step. Great job. We've just played a D natural minor scale over the entire fretboard. Now, let's look at its relative major, which is a whole step and a half step up from D. That gives us F major. It's basically the same scale as D Aeolian, but starting from the note F. If we get used to doing this, we'll fill in all the blank areas on the fretboard that we did not hit. The formula from the note F on the guitar will be whole, half, whole, and half. So let's start on the 6th string with F on the 1st fret. Once again, Swedish metal formula, tremolo picking. Here we go. Whole step, half step, whole step, and a half step. This is the relative major scale to D minor, which can be called Ionian, but still the same scale starting from the 3rd note. Now let's try from F on the 8th fret on the 5th string, if we could. Here we go. Whole step, half step, whole step, and a half step. Let's try from F on the 3rd fret on the 4th string. Here we go. Whole step, half step, whole step, and a half step. Great. Now from F on the 10th fret on the 3rd string. Whole step, half step, whole step, and a half step. And now F from the 6th fret on the 2nd string. Whole step, half step, whole step, and a half step. And last but not first, 1st fret on the 1st string. Whole step, half step, whole step, and a half step. Awesome. This gives us everything we'll need with 1-string runs over the entire fretboard. Come back for the next part of the lesson when we put some of these strings together and call them certain modes. Welcome back, guitar noobs. So we have Aeolian in its relative down in every string at this point. Possibly you might not want to have to play everything on 1 string for the next few years, so we need to get down some patterns when we cross the strings. This is not that bad at all. There'll be 7 patterns that we'll be learning. First, they'll only be on strings 6, 5, and 4 in a 1-octave scale. Each will have a cool mode name that you might have heard before. So let's start with the relative of D minor, which is F major. Its pattern will be 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, and 2 and 3. This gives us the F major scale across 3 strings. It sounds exactly the same as if I played it up on one string like this. Or it just enables us to cross the strings. The next is going to start on the note G. The pattern will be 3, 5, and 6, 3, 5, and 7, and 3 and 5. That gives us the next pattern shape up the neck, which will be called Dorian. Next we have A on the starting note. Our pattern will be 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8, and 5 and 7. This gives us the next pattern shape up the neck, which we'll label as Phrygian. Next we have B flat as a starting note. Our pattern will be 6, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, and 7 and 8. This gives us the next pattern up the neck, which we'll label as Lydian. Next we have C as a starting note, and our pattern will be 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, and 8 and 10. Next we have D as a starting note. This is our key note, and our pattern will be 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13, and 10 and 12. This gives us the next pattern, which we'll call Aeolian. Last is the note E, and our pattern will be 12, 13, 15, 12, 13, 15, and 12 and 14. This gives us a last pattern, which will be called a Locrian. Let's finish up with the octave of F Ionian at the 13th fret if we could. Great. All these patterns can be used over a D minor chord since they all use the same notes. That's a ton of work. Let's play them all together right now. Awesome job. Come back for the last section of our lesson in Aeolian domination over the fretboard. Later. So now we get the mother lode of all 7 patterns in a 3-note per string sequence. Up the neck, which will enable us to play Aeolian anywhere our heart desires. Just follow along with the diagram to play the first full shape called Ionian. Make sure we play it up and down. The second shape is called Dorian. It starts on G or the 3rd fret. The third shape is called Phrygian. It starts on A or the 5th fret. The fourth shape is Lydian. It starts on B flat or the 6th fret. The fifth shape is Mixolydian. It starts on C or the 8th fret. The sixth shape is called Aeolian and starts on D or the 10th fret. The seventh and last shape is called Locrian and starts on E or the 12th fret. How do you feel after all that work? Tired? I hope not, because you have to play them all right now. I have a jam track that is playing the chords D minor and C major. This progression outlines an Aeolian sound in the key of D minor or relative F major. We'll play all the box shapes ascending and descending starting from F major all the way to the Locrian pattern. If all of these are played in this pattern, everything we use will sound Aeolian, and that's pretty damn cool. Are you ready? That was wicked fun. Please work your butt off, grasshoppers, to make sure you get these down 100% before moving on. See you later.